Hi guys, I'm so excited to do this little Q&A with you. I feel like I haven't done a YouTube Q&A for a while, so it'll be nice to have a good chat. And I figured gotta do my makeup while doing this because I don't know why I get kind of nervous doing Q&A, so having something with my hands is always good. And also, like, I honestly just need to get it done, and multitasking is kind of the name of the game. So I posted a little Q&A box on Instagram this morning and you guys put in some questions. So I'm just gonna kind of answer at random while going through my makeup. Also, I love this tinted sunscreen. I also have like their darker one and I just feel like it goes on so smooth and it's nice under makeup as well, and it has like a good little tint. I usually don't wear any face makeup like on a regular day, and this is kind of just the base that I have, except for I have been having to wear pretty much anytime I leave the house under eye concealer because my melasma this pregnancy has been insane. Like, it literally looks like, I feel like this lighting's almost flattering on it, but it looks like I have a goggles tan, like at all times. Like, the hyperpigmentation this pregnancy is just so real. But okay, let's get into the questions. Okay, first one here. How do you split chores with your husband and what do you outsource? That is a great question. So I'll do this while I do my concealer. This is the Merit Beauty concealer, by the way. I love this stick. It's so easy to use. I feel like Dave and I kind of naturally fell into place with our chore division. We are both very hands-on with the girls. I feel like Dave is extremely hands-on. He's also the type of person that like literally never, ever takes a shortcut. And no matter how tired he is or what he's doing, like, he will always get the job done. And I really wish I could be more like him in that sense, because a lot of times I will procrastinate and I get my stuff done, but sometimes it's just not as much of a routine as he is. But I am the cook, so I do the cooking and then he does the cleaning. So anytime I cook, he will be doing the dishes, cleaning the kitchen, all of that, which I feel like is a very fair division. And then for bath time, I will do bath time while he's cleaning the kitchen. And then we do the rest of like the bedtime routine together. Morning, it's kind of split half and half depending on how early the girls wake up, because he has to leave the house for work and I work from home. So that's like a little bit of a division. And then we actually just had our very first cleaner come for the first time since we moved here, and we're going to start to do that on a monthly basis just so they can do like a good deep clean. But I kind of do like the general cleaning, and then Dave will do like, actually, honestly, let's be real, I feel like he does a lot of the cleaning. He's naturally cleaner than I am, but like if the bathrooms need cleaning, I will ask him to do it and he'll do the bathrooms, and then I do more general. He also does trash. I feel like it's pretty evenly spread though. Like, we do a good job. It just kind of naturally fell into place of like who's better at what. Like, I'm more of a handyman, he's more of a cleaner and like financial stuff. But I feel like we divide it pretty well and try as much as possible just to communicate what we're missing and things like that. It's not always smooth, but I feel like we actually have pretty complementary strengths, so it does work out in that way. And then parenting is kind of just divided right away. We also did start the girls with some part-time care more recently. So that has also been really helpful so that I have time to get some work done, because like I said, he does go to training every day. So I was kind of trying to balance being like working and watching them at the same time. So now I have a little bit more division with that part-time help, which has been major. Okay, this one, actually somebody even asked what dibs I've been using. This is the 1.5 and I'm almost out of it. I feel like I need to get a new one. Okay, this is funny. Nose job story. It's kind of wild that I haven't even like shared my full nose job story on here. I got it when I was 25 and honestly, I wanted it for so long, like since high school. I don't even think my nose was like that dramatically fucked up. It was more just like when I turned to the side, I really wanted a little bit of a different profile. And I remember I waited 10 years because I remember like when I was 15 is when I was like, okay, I want a nose job. And my parents were so anti. Dave was so anti. They're like, you don't need it, you don't need it. And I was like, this is something I'm doing for myself, for me. And I remember I got it done in Newport. It was $9,334. Like, I will never forget how much it was, because it was like the most money I had ever spent at that time. And I was honestly really happy. I found my doctor actually because when Joe was looking for boob job doctors, she went to this doctor. His name's Dr. cousins, and she actually thought he specialized too much in noses versus boobs. And so that's kind of how I found him. So I kind of like got the in with that, which was nice. And I had a pretty easy recovery. They didn't have to break my nose or anything, but they basically just like shaved down the little bump here. And then I didn't know they were going to do this, but I was like feeling my head after the surgery at one point, and it was bloody, and I was like, what is happening? And I guess he had taken fat like from my skull area and he put it right here as well. So I'm honestly really happy with it. I feel like sometimes it does annoy me because I feel like it's still not perfectly straight, but the issue that I had with it wasn't really like if it was straight or not. It was more just like I felt like I didn't like my side profile. And once again, nobody needs a nose job. Like I feel like I truly did this for myself. But I am happy with my decision, and just make sure you go to a good person and take the time to think about it too. Like make sure like you are doing it for the right reasons for yourself, not like for somebody else. Whoa, going over my throat. But I had a great experience with it. I didn't get like black eyes or anything. I recovered pretty quickly. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Okay, how did you decide the age gap between the girls and baby number 3? And do you plan on having more kids after baby number 3? It's so funny how people always ask like more kids, like the second you turn pregnant. And honestly, it doesn't bother me. I know like some people it can, and obviously you have to be sensitive to like each situation, but I actually do plan on having more kids. I've always said 3 or 4. So I think we will possibly have a little bit more of an age gap with the 4th one. But for this round, honestly, I had always kind of wanted about a 2-year age gap. I'm one of 3 girls and I'm the middle child. My older sister is 2 years, 1 month older than me. And my little sister is 3.5 years younger than me. And I'm very close with both of them. But the one thing with my little sister is we're 4 years in school. So we never actually got to do like high school together or anything like that. And that's something that we always wished. Whereas Michelle and I got to have that like time together going in like kind of the same phase of life, if like that's what you want to call it. And so I was hoping that I could get that for my kids. Obviously, I know it's not something that you can always plan, and I feel really lucky the way that it turned out. So our girls will be born in the same month. So the twins turn 2 in August, and then this one's going to be born like a few weeks after. So I feel like I barely missed the 3 under 2, but everybody's like, you should still count it. Like that's really, really close, but it'll be 3 under 3. And I hope that they are just really close friends. I know like obviously you can't really control that, but I got really lucky to be close to my sisters, and like that's all I could hope for them, and to have each other. And like even if they're just like constantly making fun of me and their dad, like I want that for them because it's just special. I don't know, I feel really lucky to have sisters that I'm close with, and yeah, I love that for them. It's just such a like safe, beautiful thing to have. How's it going with the new pup? Burners are the best. Oh my gosh, she is so cute. For those who don't know, we got a Bernese mountain dog, and her name's Winnie. We call her Winnie or Freddie or Fred for like Winifred. And she's just like a really cute little snuggly gal. She's really shy, so she gets like really timid, especially around new people. I just took her on her first long hike today with Maverick, and she did great. She's just like so fun. But it's going pretty well, except for I feel like potty training. She is definitely not as quick on the take as Maverick was, and it's pretty fucking annoying, honestly. But she's getting better, like slowly but surely. And we're trying to create a better routine. We are crate training her. And she does love her crate, which is great. And she doesn't chew too much. There is like one baseboard that she's chewed on. We got really mad at her when we saw her do it, but I feel like she is pretty smart and she's learning. So we're trying to work on patience with her, and the girls like her, but she's also in her like puppy biting stage. So those like puppy teeth are so sharp. So I feel like we're trying to like give them a little bit of space, and she can definitely like, she doesn't know her strength yet, even though she's tiny. So we definitely have to keep an eye at all times. But her and Maverick are getting along a lot better. Maverick at first was like pretty territorial, which was surprising. And then our friends actually got her brother. And so we get to have play dates with them, which is really, really fun. And they're really cute together, but all around kind of psychotic move to get a puppy while I have twin toddlers and am pregnant. But honestly, I was really depressed and I felt like that was the only thing. I was like convincing myself it would give me a serotonin boost, and it honestly did. It makes my life a little bit more chaotic, but sometimes I feel like the chaos helps. I don't know. But we love her. She's great. Okay, Father's Day gift ideas. Okay, actually, I'm gonna get this one because this is a really good, like, organic segue to the sponsor for this video today. Okay, so for Dave, I like to do like one sentimental homemade gift and then one actual purchase gift, and he's very hard to shop for. So for the homemade gift, we are doing Shrinky Dink. I hope you can't hear me. We're doing Shrinky Dink keychains, which, why can't I talk? We're doing Shrinky Dink keychains, which is so like 90s nostalgic, and I'm gonna do their handprints, and then that way he can have them on his keys, and I feel like he'll love that. He's like sentimental dude. And then for like the physical non-sentimental gift, I got him these razors. They're from Manscaped, and I'm really excited about these. I feel like I always hear these on the podcast that I listen to, and they're just such good qualities. They have amazing reviews, and I feel like he really, really needs an upgrade. He also, like, since COVID, he has been cutting his own hair. Even like for our wedding, he cut his own hair, and he uses the razors for like the back and obviously his face too. So I feel like an upgrade is well deserved, and he is going to love these. I have two of them. This is the Chairman Pro, so it's like the full deal here, and it's supposed to be really smooth. And then this one is the Handyman, but they're both very well reviewed to have like a very clean, smooth shade. You can shave, you can adjust the height and like whether it's longer or shorter. And I just feel like he's going to actually really, really love these. And we do have a discount code for you guys. The Chairman Pro or the Handyman Rocket, this one I feel like is extra good for travel. 15% off. You just have to use code SWEAT. And I feel like it's a really good Father's Day gift. So I'm excited to give that to him. And then also with the sentimental like keychain gift, I feel like it'll go perfect together. First pregnancy and also struggling with prenatal depression, tips to help. So I've shared a little bit about this on our Instagram. I am really trying to keep it like a safe space to not share too much pregnant stuff on our Instagram. So I've been sharing a little bit more on TikTok, but I think that's the thing that has rocked me the most about this pregnancy is honestly like my mental health has been really, really hard. And I don't want to cry in this video, so I feel like I might kind of glaze over it a little bit, but my first trimester is when it really started to rock me. And I was just like frustrated because I felt so guilty, like feeling sad. And sorry, I just felt really, really guilty feeling sad. And I just feel like I couldn't really do anything. This is like hard for me to talk about. It just got to a point where I felt like I was definitely not okay. And honestly, it was when Dave's mom was here, and Dave was out of town for a while for his preseason. And I just was literally crying all day long. Like I could barely get myself to do anything. All I could do was like take care of my girls, and then like that's it. Like I didn't want to change my clothes. I didn't want to wash my face. Like I literally, this is so gross, but like wore the same pair of underwear like days in a row. Like I don't know how I didn't get a UTI. Like it was just like, it was really, really bad. And I joke about it and laugh about it because that's kind of like how I cope with things. But I just felt really, really bad for having these sad feelings, and more than sad feelings, anxious, depressed, like debilitatingly negative and cruel feelings towards myself. And I was just really worried about how it was going to impact the baby. Luckily, I've experienced depression before. I guess not luckily, but like, luckily I know the steps to take to get better. And so I got a new therapist here because my therapist from Boston didn't have her license in California. So I found a new one here, which is like a whole ordeal. And then you have to get to know that therapist, yada, yada. But I feel like starting at what felt like a crisis honestly broke the wall a little bit quicker because I was able to just like word vomit everything. And like, I was like, I need help. So I just like was not holding back at all. And I went to therapy twice a week. Like I was like, I need to get this figured out for me, for my baby, for my girls. Oh God, like I just felt so guilty. Like I felt like I couldn't even be like the best mom for June and Parker that like I could be, because I was just like crying all the time and like I didn't feel like I was like fully functioning. And first trimester, I was like so nauseous too. But, and I messed with my Lux Pro a few times well, messed maybe isn't the right word. I like talked to my OB, talked to my doctors, and found a better dose for my Lexapro that worked for me. And then honestly, I was doing a lot better, and I felt like I was getting a better hold of it. And lately I kind of feel like I've been taking a few steps back, and like I'll have a good day and then I'll have like a really bad day, and I'm just trying to get a little bit more consistent. And I know a lot of these feelings are coming from the hormones and things like that, but when I was pregnant with the girls, I didn't have these kind of mental health major struggles. And so I think it's been more of a surprise to feel this way throughout this pregnancy. And I feel a lot of guilt for it, because I know people really struggle to even get pregnant, and then I'm pregnant and I just like am sad. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me, and I feel really, really bad. And like, I don't want my baby to feel like the negative energy I'm feeling, because like I want this baby so bad, and I'm so grateful for her. And like, that's truly like, I just want her to be okay. And I also like want June and Parker to have a happy, stable mom. And that's what I am like trying to do and taking all the steps needed. And I'm really grateful to have access to health insurance to do that, and have a husband that supports me. And honestly, the Lord or universe or whatever knew that I needed to be back over on the West Coast, because my family has been so helpful. Like, it's insane. And I feel like they know that I'm not always the best at asking for help, so they just kind of like force the help upon me. But I'm getting better. I'm feeling way less anxious about like how the baby's doing, but I feel like it's still a journey and it comes and goes. And I am just trying to be as open about it with the people around me as possible. And I have a lot more good days than bad days than I was having before. But I think staying on top of it, therapy, I'm down to once a week now, but it's still like I need to do it every week, taking my medication, updating my OB, updating my close people. And I know I'm strong and I'll get through it. Also sharing it a little bit like online and on TikTok and stuff like that, I feel like has been really helpful to hear other people's stories and to make me not feel alone, and to hear like how happy their babies are now, even after they went through a tough pregnancy. And I know people go through way harder things than like what I'm experiencing. I feel like that's sometimes part of the guilt that I feel. And they still can come out the other side. And like, there's just so many examples of like really, really strong, incredible people. And I just try and think of that as I'm going through it. Yeah, I feel like I'm starting to ramble a little bit, but just like as far as tips to help is just try not to keep it to yourself. Oh, I also do think like I've really gotten more in touch with my artistic side again. I love doing anything crafty. I love drawing. I love painting. And I feel like that has actually been bringing me a lot of joy. And then also just being outside as much as possible. I have like a weekly hike date with a friend, which is really fun. Taking the girls, taking the dogs for walks. And I feel like that has been really helping me a lot. What does your fitness routine look like? Okay, so I feel like this changes a lot throughout my pregnancy. Really snapping out of that depression question. We're just gonna go straight in with this. But also fitness does really help with like mental health. I feel like the days that I even just getting steps in, I feel like makes a huge difference. But as far as my fitness routine, first try was me laying on the couch. And that's pretty much it. I tried to get my steps in, but I felt like I was gonna barf all the time, and I was just really depressed, and all I wanted to do was sleep. So that was first try. And I did like a few workouts or whatever. Like I did what I had to do, especially since I'm literally a trainer. So I recorded a few workouts and like did some in-person events and stuff like that. And it does still help. Like it kind of distracts you as well. But I really just let myself rest as much as possible first try. I don't know if that was my choice or if it was something that like my brain was just forcing me to do. But it's kind of like survival mode in that first try. And then second try, I feel like I started to feel so much better. Like once the nausea went away and I was just felt like I could actually, function a little bit more. I slowly got back into my fitness routine. I feel like the Define app has honestly been helping me a ton, just because it holds me accountable to actually like record the workouts that I'm doing. And then the ones where I don't feel like thinking, I can just do it directly at home, and then getting my steps in. And then Pilates, like a reformer Pilates class, has really been great. So now my routine is kind of like, I would say I'm probably about 4 days a week. I do walk every single day. Some days are not like a long walk or anything, but we do at least like a family and dog walk every single day. Why am I like sweating right now? But I have my weekly hike that I'll do. And then I'll usually do a Define app, one recorded because I'm working on a pregnancy program, and one recorded for either the weekly schedule or doing one from the app. And then I try and get to a reformer Pilates class once a week as well. And I try and make it like social too. So like walks with friends, classes with friends, meeting up for somebody for like coffee or something after. And I feel like that makes it like a really fun way to not only socialize, but also get your workout in, makes you not cancel, makes you a little bit more excited for it. So that's kind of been my routine. I feel like give or take a few days depending on what I'm doing, but I feel like that kind of combo has been good. And then with each workout that I do at home, I do work on like pelvic floor, why can't I think right now? I do work on like pelvic floor exercises and things like that just to slowly get ready for birth and postpartum and just trying to set myself up for success as much as possible. Will you stay in Bay Area long term? Do you like it there? So 2 questions in this one. Do I like it here? Yes, I love the Bay. I grew up most of my life in Marin County, and that's where my parents still live. And my little sister is in San Francisco and my older sister is in the East Bay. So just being closer to family has been like the biggest blessing ever. And I just love the Bay Area. Like it's so pretty. I feel like people love nature here so much, and it like makes me get outside so much more. I've been away from California. Let's see, I was in SoCal since college. So I feel like I lived down there for like 10 years. And then with Dave, we moved to Nashville when he played for Nashville SC, and then we moved to Boston. So we were in Nashville for 3 years, Boston for 2 years, and now we're back in the Bay. And I really do love it here. It's nice being closer to family. The weather, I didn't think I took California weather for granted, but it is just next level. Like we have our doors open all the time. Parenting in good weather is also so much easier. Like you just bring the kids outside. Like it just makes it so much better. And I do think there's something about like helping with your mood, getting outside, getting that fresh air. Also, like, I don't know if it's just being back in California or if we're just having like an extra beautiful spring, but like I felt like it was just cracked out beauty this year. Like, I don't know, I was just noticing every flower, every color, every like, oh my God, it was so, so pretty. So I do love it here. I feel like I need to explore a little bit more. I never like thought I would end up living in the South Bay, like San Jose area. But Dave like got traded here to the Quakes, and I've honestly been loving it. Like there's so much to do here. The only downside is it's like really fucking expensive. Like I really forgot how expensive California is. Like it's just crazy. Like the homes and stuff. I'm like, holy moly guacamole. Like it is just wild. But also it's so beautiful and there's so much to do, and I just love it. So we'll see how long we end up living here. Right now, we did move here because of soccer. And we did sign a new contract while we were here. So we'll be here for a little bit. But the thing is with soccer, like, you know, knock on wood that this doesn't happen, because I really do like being in California. But even when you sign a new contract, another team can buy that contract, because it's a contract with MLS, not with the team. So you can get bought out and traded to another team, honestly, at any time. So the security is that you have like the income and the insurance and everything like that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be in the area. But honestly, we're really grateful for the situation that we are in, and Dave is a very solid player. So I'm hoping that we get to stay here for a little bit, but we will see. And I'm just trying to embrace it while we're here. I'm just loving it. And I just like, I know I've said it like 5 times, but being close to my family has been the best thing ever. And my parents have been so helpful with the girls, and I just couldn't imagine doing it without them. So, and Dave's family is like on the West Coast too. His mom's in Arizona, his dad's in SoCal. And so it's so much easier for them to visit and see them instead of taking a cross-country flight and having the time change and everything like that. So although I do miss parts of Boston, like I genuinely loved it over there, especially summer, like going to Newport, getting to go to Nantucket, like just dreamy. But I am happy to be back here. So bittersweet to leave, but just happy to be here. It's like really lovely. I feel very lucky. Did you breastfeed the twins? Do you plan on doing it with this baby? So I was combo feeding from the start. One of the girls was in the NICU for 2 weeks, and I had them at 37.5 weeks. And so my milk actually didn't come in for a few days. I had like the colostrum or whatever it's called, but I was back and forth between the NICU and home. So I was like breastfeeding, I was pumping, and then she was having formula at the hospital and a little formula at home. So it was kind of like all over the place from the start. And if I am being honest, like I was really, really intimidated about the breastfeeding journey, like for two. So, oh my God, this always gets so clumpy. Like, can it not? Can you not? So I did my best. I think it's such a beautiful thing, and like getting to breastfeed like two babies on each food at the same time. Like I kind of felt like a superhuman. So it was cool. I felt like the latch was like not perfect with the girls, and it was hard to tell like how much each one was getting. So honestly, I ended up pumping a lot more than I expected, just because I felt like I could understand like exactly the amount they were getting. And as a new mom, like it was just like trying to figure out what I was doing. And so getting to see exactly, I feel like was really, really helpful. Sorry, it's like hard to talk while focusing on the eyebrows because this one is misbehaving, you know? Honestly, okay, I don't love that brow, but we're just gonna leave it. So like I said, I was combo feeding. I was breastfeeding. I would switch off between like breastfeeding two at the same time, breastfeeding one while somebody did a bottle for the other. I was pumping and I was doing formula. Did that for about 3.5, 4 months, and then I weaned off to fully formula, which was mentally a tough decision, but I think all around it was the best for everybody. I felt like they were already kind of used to it because we had been doing the combo feeding, so the weaning process wasn't too bad. And I also did actually really like pumping and using the bottles because then like somebody else could help, you know what I mean? Like Dave would take a baby and I would take a baby. And so it was really nice that way. And then we used Bobby formula. We started with Bobby Gentle because one of my girls spit up all the time. And then the other one was like a tank. She could take anything. But we started with Bobby Gentle and eventually did Bobby, and I love their formula. I feel like it's just fantastic and the girls really adjusted to it nicely. So with this new baby, I don't know why I said it like that. We'll see what happens. I definitely want to try a little bit longer. I think my goal for this one is 6 months at least of breastfeeding / pumping. But we'll see how it goes. I try not to put too many restrictions on it just because I already know I'm my own worst critic already, and I have a lot of guilt with these things. And I just like give kudos to moms who do whatever is best for their baby, because that is just like at the end of the day what needs to be done. Like fed is best. And so I'm going to try to breastfeed as long as I can. And honestly, hopefully I like it better this time. I think just with two is really overwhelming, not knowing how much one was getting versus the other. And so I hope like with one, it'll be a little bit easier, but we'll see. I'm really not trying to like put too much pressure on it. And I also feel like I'm going to be baby wearing this baby nonstop because I'll be chasing the twins around all the time, like going different directions. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'll keep you updated. Okay, I'm going to put on one of those, like I got suckered into this on TikTok shop, but it's one of those lip liner stain thingies. I actually put it on my whole lips. And when I put it on, I feel like it is actually this one's red, but I still feel like it's like the ugliest color on me. So if I look scary, don't judge. Like I will peel it off. I'll answer this one while I look kind of scary. How are you feeling about new baby, pregnant with my second, and a bit terrified? I am really excited. I am also equally terrified. I feel like I do kind of thrive a little bit in chaos. I don't know if that is self-sabotage talking, but it's sometimes when I tend to do my best work. But still, I am very scared. I feel like our life is already pretty crazy as is, and adding in another baby is going to be a lot. I think I really struggled with the twins, making sure that I just really want to make sure that there's no like glass child or like a kid that feels like they don't get enough attention. And so I am going to start to do one-on-one dates with the girls so that they get some individual attention time. And then with the new baby, we'll see how it goes. It's hard because like I want to plan a lot of things, and then I also don't want to put too much pressure on things because I feel like leaving some wiggle room to go with the flow is really what helps my sanity and helps like not put too much pressure when things go wrong or something doesn't go as planned. But there's a lot of nerves in it, a lot of anxiety that I just think comes with any new baby. But honestly, like the feelings of excitement are overwhelmingly so much stronger. I'm really excited to meet this baby and see its personality. And like just watching June and Parker grow and have so much more personality, like time over time, has just been the best thing in the world. And I'm excited to meet the new one. It's also crazy to think like June and Parker are mini Daves. Like they literally are Dave, like blonde hair, beautiful blue eyes, just like their dad. Same eyes I fell in love with. And I'm just curious, like, will this one be another like Dave dupe, or is it going to be like a brown-haired, brown-eyed girl like me? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see like not only what she looks like, but also her personality. Like June and Parker are so yin and yang and different. So we'll see how this one is. I feel like she'll just be like a perfect little puzzle piece into the family, but it's definitely going to be crazy and overwhelming. And I am already prepared to ask my family for a ton of help in Dave's family. So I think we're just like lucky that we have that. But yeah, terrified and excited, both, all of the above. How do you handle the mental struggles that come with changing body? Oh, this is a good question. And honestly, I feel like I go so back and forth on this. I was just talking about it with my friend on our hike. Like one day I will be like, oh my gosh, I'm a goddess. I'm creating life. I'm amazing. I'm also like such a sexy pregnant person. And then literally it could be like 10 minutes later and I'm like, ew, I'm literally the ugliest, fattest troll like I've ever seen. My skin's terrible. I smell bad, like all these things. And I'm really just trying to work on finding a place of neutrality. I do feel like being pregnant, like there is a sense of, I've kind of on and off struggled with body dysmorphia my whole life and just like being just hard on myself. I think a lot of girls in today's society have that. And there's something about pregnancy that does just make you grateful that your body can create life. Like it's just pretty crazy. And going through pregnancy once and feel like the changes were a lot with the twins. Like I really was huge. But then kind of watching how my body, with a lot of work and like consistency, really does recover is kind of one of the craziest things ever. Like I wouldn't say it was exactly the same by any means. And I did do like a laser treatment on my stomach that really helped with loose skin and any like stretch marks. But it's still kind of like insane what the female body can do. So I just try and remind myself of that, of like, okay, things are gonna be different. Like it is a crazy journey, but like your body is capable of so many things and can really like recover and heal so well. So I try and remind myself of that. Like I will have that confidence back, and also like then come back to like the whole body neutrality thing of like, I am worth so much more than just like having a sexy body, even though I'll get there, don't worry. But like, it's just crazy because it's like, I honestly, even if you told me I couldn't come back to feeling hot or whatever you want to call it, like I would still do it over and over and over again for my girls. Like it's just worth it. It's worth every single change and everything that you go through. It's just worth it. So I try and remind myself of that. And then also I feel like my husband is really good at reminding me of my worth and like saying the correct things, which I'm grateful for, because I feel like that plays a big role as well when I'm feeling down and I'm just like bitching about myself to him. I feel like he's really supportive and encouraging and still makes me feel beautiful. So very grateful for that. Oh, one more point on that too is I do try and remind myself of that like quote or phrase or whatever of like, I don't even know how to say this correctly, but like basically like when you're growing up and your girls are like, oh, you look like your mom, or even just them hearing the way that you talk to yourself. I like just think of like, if they were listening to me right now, like how would I talk about myself? And like that is a huge priority of mine, to like not talk bad about my image, especially in front of them. Like I don't want them to ever hear me say a bad word about my physical appearance. And just like I want them to know like the body is worth so much more than that. And I think that is something that really motivates me to have more positive self-talk, even though I'm not perfect at it by any means, but it is something that like I feel like keeps me grounded and is my biggest reminder of having positive conversations with myself, whether it's in my mind or saying it out loud. Okay, peeling this sucker off. Ooh, that was a pretty good one. Okay, I'm gonna get a Q-tip and get the rest off. I kind of just like rub it around. What are you most excited about? Becoming a family of 5. Okay, good. Finishing on like a fun, positive. Most excited, probably seeing June and Parker just like be big sisters to the baby, but also just having another baby. Like, I know the newborn stage is hard, but it's like so blissful at the same time and magical. And I love seeing Dave be a dad. I mean, I know I see him be a dad like every day, but it's just, I don't know, there's something about that newborn bubble where like the world is completely on pause and you realize just like your priorities are just right in front of you. And it's just really, really special. But I think it's seeing all 3 of my girls together. And once again, like, I'm one of 3 girls. And so I just feel like there's something, I don't know, magical about it. And I'm just excited to see June and Parker, how they interact with the baby. Even seeing them with babies now, I'm always like, oh my God, like, that's what it's gonna be. But yeah, I just feel like she's gonna be our nice little puzzle piece that'll fit right into our family, and it's gonna be crazy and chaotic and overwhelming, but I'm just excited to meet her. It'll be fun. Anyways, that's it. Just simple makeup. Thank you for all of your questions. And if you have any more, feel free to comment them. Maybe I'll do like another Q&A on Instagram or TikTok, but this was fun. And I honestly didn't even feel that anxious about it. So thank you guys for watching. I love you all. And I hope you have a wonderful day.